Today is Monday, November 30th, which means it's time for a glimpse in our day, where I give you a look at what we actually accomplished in our homeschool day. If you do not already know, I have children who are ages 9, 6, and 4, and we homeschool all at the same time. To go ahead and tell you, we started at around 10:15 this morning and we did not get finished until about 12:45. First up, we start with handwriting for my two oldest. That's my 9-year-old and my 6-year-old. My 9-year-old is doing Good and the Beautiful handwriting level 3. I just started the Good and the Beautiful handwriting lessons for the two of them, simply because we were just doing sort of a free-for-all and decided it was not really for us, that my daughter really needed more of the structure, and since she wanted it, so did my older son. So that's why we decided to start doing this. So if you're wondering why we are on just page 10, that's because we just started it. And for this specifically, I gave an example for my daughter, and then she tried it, and then I encouraged her to try it again, just kind of giving her some little suggestions. And then for my older son, who's 9, he's working on his cursive, but I feel he does still need to, work on his regular handwriting. So we do try to work on him here. However, he actually got hurt this weekend in his hand, so I really didn't actually have him rewrite it like I normally would have done. While my oldest two are doing handwriting lessons, I work with my son on usually one activity. So sometimes I do manipulatives, sometimes I just let him pick what he wants to do. I printed a bunch of Christmas material and he just kind of went through it and decided what he wanted to do today. We did this together while the other two were doing handwriting because, this is a lot to look at for him all at once. And so we had to kind of, I had to kind of help him out a little bit, which is totally fine. It does not bother me. And he really enjoyed doing it with me together. And then he decided he'd like to mark his N for his name. And then while I was working with the other kiddos, he wanted to do his M. He loves drawing M's. He does really well writing M's anyway, but he likes yellow, as you can tell. And then he decided to go ahead and start his roll and color, and then of course got distracted by just coloring and randomly playing around as per usual. Totally normal for my 4-year-old. Once we got all done with that, we actually moved on to our topic. And it actually happens to be a joint math topic is what we're doing right now, which is time. And I'm doing with my youngest son, just kind of general, morning versus night and the opposite type thing for that. And also sort of how many hours in a day we have. Since we talked about space, we have been talking about the rotation of the Earth and the orbit around the sun. And so therefore we've been talking about night and day. And so that kind of went along with our lesson. And I thought right around Christmas time, it's a little easier to squeeze in some fun activities with time and money. So we're working on time first. This is just something I picked up from Target at the dollar spot. This is something that the kids can just play with. And both kids, my youngest, my 4-year-old, and my 6-year-old were both playing with these today, as well as the clock that we absolutely love. I've had it since my oldest was probably 3. So I've had this since my oldest was probably 3, and we absolutely love playing with this clock. And on the back here, it gives, the different things, and they can play and match and just fiddle around with it. It's a really awesome independent activity, but it also can be for structured learning as well. So with my 6-year-old daughter, we just reviewed counting by 5s, and then we talked about the actual, times and how it is, divvied up into the different increments of 60 minutes, 60 seconds, and so on. And then after that, she just played with that. That's all we did for her today. It's introducing a new concept. I don't like to overload on the first day. And then for my older son, since he already knows how to tell time pretty well, we just sort of reviewed because it's been about a year. So to do that, he actually just pulled out my son's math notebook and we just did a little page in here for him. And then to challenge him a little bit, we actually went into military time. So I had him write, you know, the actual time, and then that's now the AM time, and then for the PM time, the military time, sort of equivalent for the PM. So we sort of talked about that, and it was a nice little introduction for him. He caught it pretty quickly. I overall really liked the stamp that I got. I thought that was really cool, and I liked how it was sort of interactive and engaging for the kid to do this in addition to the actual, you know, problem. I thought that was really cool. So I'll see if I can actually find something similar to this and link it down below, because I highly recommend something interactive like that for clocks. So after our joint clock lesson, time lesson, we actually, my youngest son went off and sort of did his own thing. And we went on to regular math. And while I was doing one game activity with one kid, the other one was doing a independent activity, and I'll show those. So for my daughter, we actually grabbed this from Games for Learning. It was a free download for Christmas time. And we played this Christmas adding game with my daughter. It was super fun. We really enjoyed it. And while she did that, my oldest son did his Games for Gains, which you guys have seen me use before. And he loves these color by numbers. You know, he really enjoys it. And as long as my kids enjoy it, I'm going to keep doing activities that are fun for them. And if he's still doing color by numbers at 12 years old, I don't care. It doesn't bother me, because this company actually goes, I think, till 6th grade. So if he wants to keep going with it, I am totally down with it. And I thought this was really cute. It made like a Christmas tree with some presents in front of it. So that was really cute. And then while my son and I then played the multiplication game and sort of just, you know, enhanced his multiplication, because you can never have enough multiplication practice in a fun and engaging way, in my personal opinion. And while he was doing that, my daughter was having a really great time just doing this color by number, which you can't really see, but it's sort of addition and subtraction problems within the things. And I actually found this for free, the Teaching Treehouse on Teachers Pay Teachers as well. So for my 6-year-old daughter, we also did the Games for Gains game that we do. It's just the tic-tac-toe noun game. So it's a person, place, or thing idea game. And I love this game with my older son, and this was the first time I played it with my daughter, and she loved it as well. This is all we did for language today. Again, my son got really hurt on his hand, on his writing hand. So I did not make him do any writing today, which is what his actual assignment was. So instead, he just did his reading, and it was just his Galileo book that he's still finishing from his space lessons. Aside from that, the only thing, you know, I got to do today was to open this new bad boy. And then we got to open our new awesome Christmas pencils from Target. And that was what I got to do this morning, was to open these lovely items. Thank you again for watching. I hope you found this video useful to sort of get an idea of what we actually get accomplished with 3 kids of different age ranges with an eclectic style homeschool. Again, we do not use a specific set curriculum. We just kind of piece things together with our interests and or what's going on in our life. Like Christmas right now is sort of the highlight of life. And so that is what we're going to be focusing on, doing fun activities for Christmas. And I will be doing a video to show you all the details of exactly what we're going to be doing for Christmas this year. So if that interests you, do not forget to hit that lovely red subscribe button. It's this color. Hit it. It's red. Dung, dung, dung. We'll see you next time. Bye.